Welcome to the Indian PokeTube, and in today's battles we're going to be showing you a very interesting and spicy team, and I'm going to be using a meta breaker Golduck. Nobody expects Golduck, I've really not even faced one so far, but with this moveset with Confusion, it can beat like fighters, it can beat Nidoqueen, and it can also beat water and ice types with the cross chop, and it takes resisted like damage from Lapras. So let's get into it. We save switch into our Alolan Muk. This is how we play our teams. This is another ABB line, and we're going to be using the Alolan Muk to draw out the potential like, counter to the dark types, and then sweep with the Alolan Raticate in the back. So it was a neutral lead, and we instantly switched into the Alolan Muk. He's throwing us off. We can tank it, and we can reach a nice Dark Pulse. And this is either going to grab a shield or it's going to flip switch advantage. And let's see which one this does. And we do end up getting a shield. It's kind of unfortunate that the Lapras gets a lot of farm, but I think it's pretty far away from the Skull Bash. So we can safely come in with the like Golduck, tank a Surf if required. It really won't do that much damage. Water resists ice and it also resists water. So Lapras can only deal resisted damage. He goes for two Surfs in fact. So that's interesting, which means that he would have made the Skull Bash, but he just prefers to throw two Surfs, maybe expecting me to shield and going for the shield bait. So and now Pidgeot is going to go for a farm down, and there's really not much I can do here. So I'm just gonna go for a cross chop and save my Golduck at this point with the cross chop loaded and bring in my Alolan Raticate. And this could be a Brave Bird. If this is a Brave Bird, I lose the game, but I call it because Pidgeots are masters at baiting. They are master baiters, and that's why I just called it right there. And now we're getting super low. Even if it's a feather dance, we have to respect it. We have to shield it at this point. So we're going to overfarm a little bit and go straight for the hyper beam because we are 2 stages debuffed. So I'm not expecting my opponent to shield here. And boom, we take out the Pidgeot. And what does he have in the back? He has a Hypno, and this looks great. And there are so many Hypnos in the Kanto Cup, which is why I keep running the Alolan Raticate. I didn't want to throw my crunch here because I am 4 stages debuffed and it really won't do much. I just wanted to switch out and reset it, and now I'm going to come in, throw one quick attack for no reason. I can just go straight for the crunch, and we do win CMP tie versus the Hypno, and it was a CMP because he had massive energy over there. So we're just gonna go for the crunch, and that's going to be a good game. So the first match was quite interesting. It was a very neutral match throughout, except that we kind of hard countered him with our Alolan Raticate. But like I said, that's what happens. So many teams are running Hypno and Nidoqueen. These are probably Mew. There are so many psychic types that Alolan Raticate just has an even against the Lickitung and Snorlax, Alolan Raticate can like double resist those licks. So we are taking a battle into a Lickitung lead, and we're just gonna go straight for one cross chop. It doesn't do all that much. It's not stab, it's not a powerful move, but it does do enough to put him under half, almost at half. And then we can come in and start farming with Alolan Muk. So he's almost at 2 body slams if I'm not wrong. He's definitely more than one. So but I don't let him throw the second body slam. I go straight for the dark pulse. This will knock him out if he does not shield. So he doesn't shield, we flip switch advantage, and Alolan Muk is pretty healthy for whatever comes in. So this match is looking good so far, and he brings in a Grimer with Poison Jab, and the Grimer is really tanky. Okay, in the Great League, this is a fully excel Grimer, and they are very tanky. So I go for the Poison Spray to debuff his defense, or the Acid Spray I should say, and I'm just gonna take this crunch and probably die. Yep, we get knocked out. And I choose to come in with a Alolan Raticate here. The reason is, firstly, we resist the crunch, and secondly, Golduck can only deal resisted damage. Golduck cannot, the confusion is single resisted, so it will take a lot of time for us to farm him down. And in the process, he's going to do severe damage to us. And Golduck is not tanky at all. Golduck is quite glassy, and we can tank the moves better with our Alolan Raticate, the thick boy. So we're going to take a crunch here. I'm expecting that he's weak to the Alolan Raticate in the back, and turns out he's not really weak to Alolan Raticate, but at least Alolan Raticate has a better matchup here. But it's not looking too good, I won't lie, because I don't think two crunches KO from this point, and he's gonna go straight for the Acid Spray, which is going to debuff my. The only way I win is if I land a Hyper Beam directly, but I'm gonna bait because even a Hyper Fang will KO. So I'm expecting a shield, and I do get the shield, but sadly I do not get the debuff. And this looks like to be a good game. And Yep, so as you can see, there's not much we can do, and we end up losing that game. But there's not really much we could have done in that match. Maybe we could have tried farming him down entirely with the Alolan Raticate, but I didn't want to spend both my shields. I didn't really know what he had in the back. So let's hop into the third battle and let's see how this goes. Can the Golduck break some more metas? And we get the Mew lead. Okay, so we're going to switch out into the Alolan Muk because we want to draw out the fighter, like we've already drawn it out. And that's amazing because the fighters can rip through the Alolan Raticate with a double super effective damage. So this is where we want to see the fighter definitely. We've drawn it out and then we can confusion it down. Go for the acid spray, grab a shield, and if we can make the dark pulse we can flip switch, but we cannot make the dark pulse, so we have to go for the acid spray and hope that he thinks it's a dark pulse and shields twice, and he does. So we get both shields here, which is pretty good, looking pretty good here. We can come in with the Golduck and one confusion will kill him, and we don't really have to shield a Night Slash. I'm not expecting him to run close combat because there's no point in that. And if he brings in his Mew, I'm just gonna switch out after throwing one confusion. And let's see what he has in the back. He has the Sand Slash, and he just quits the game. He knows we can go straight for the Hyper Beam and kill him. We have two shields. Mew can't really do all that much against the Alolan Raticate, and that's a great game. And as you can see, if you can draw out the fighter or the charm user using your Alolan Bug, Alolan Raticate is pretty free to sweep in the end game. So, and there's not a lot that Alolan Raticate is scared of except for these two types, and these two types are usually drawn out by the Alolan Muk, and Golduck can definitely beat the fighters, and Alolan Muk can beat the Charmers on his own. And there aren't a lot of Charmers. Speaking of Charmers, here is one. So what we're gonna do here is this was the first time I was facing a Charmer and also a lot of lag. So I was just like building up to a bigger move, and I thought of throwing something, but I thought since he brought in the Lickitung, let's go for a couple of cross chops and bring it pretty low, and like later on we can align that Ninetales against a Alolan Muk, which can just farm it down with Poison Jab. So let's bring in the Raticate here, and what I'll try to do here is just try to farm him down. I don't think I can farm him down entirely and leave with a Hyper Beam loaded, but that's what I'll try to do. Let's see how this works out. Can we go for a full farm down? It looks kind of possible, and also we'll get quite low, which means we won't leave a lot of farm for the next Alolan Ninetales, which will definitely come back in to farm us down. So it looks like, yeah, we're going for the aggressive farm down. Take another body slam, that's absolutely fine. We're not scared of body slams from this fat pink thing, whatever it is. And he brings in the Alolan Ninetales, and we go straight for the Hyper Beam. Either we'll get a shield here, or yep, we definitely get the shield. So he does take out a rat, but we can now farm him down. We can shield once and just go for the full farm down, and whatever he has in the back is not going to appreciate a fully loaded Alolan Muk. For some reason he goes for the Psy Shock. Maybe he's not running the Weather Ball, but that really doesn't make sense. Anyway, we shield that either way and we see what he has in the back. Or does he bring in the Lickitung? No, he doesn't. He's a smart player. He brings in this. He knows we're going to go for the Poison Spray, and after that he can switch out to reset the debuff. So well played by my opponent, recognizing that. But now I go straight for the Dark Pulse because now that his defense is lowered twice, this is going to do a significant bit of damage. And now I'm going to try to catch on my Golduck, and I'm successfully able to do that, which means there is still a chance, there's a hope and a prayer for me to win. Let's find out if we can get there. He's still, and I'm just going straight for the farm down. Okay, that's interesting. I thought he's going to switch out, which is why I didn't throw. I wanted him to, and we just farmed down the Lickitung. That's the reason why I didn't throw, because I felt he might just switch out and then his defense will be back to normal, and that's why I was storing that poison spray. Now we get into the last battle. We've got 3 wins so far. Can we get to 4-1, or is it going to be a 3-2 set? Let's find out. And you may have not really seen a lot of Golduck action so far, but believe me guys, I had a lot of fun with Golduck. I didn't record all of those battles obviously, but take a look what happens here. They bring in the Charmer thinking that most Alolan Muks are running Snarl, but I'm running Poison Jab, and this is actually a very good matchup for the Alolan Muk, meaning that I can fully farm down the Wigglytuff once I land an Acid Spray. I don't have to shield anything because he's not going to be even reaching a move. And I'm going straight for a Dark Pulse here because Snorlax will not expect me to go for the Dark Pulse, and they're quite bulky so they can even tank one. And now I'm going to look to try to make to another Dark Pulse, but he throws instantly, and that's fine, that's okay. He overfarms a little bit, he doesn't really throw instantly, but now we're looking good to farm down with our Alolan Rat, and we have to watch out for the Super Path. That would definitely almost knock out a Raticate, unless it's he's Shadow. Shadow would definitely knock it out. So we've shielded the super power correctly, and we're going to overfarm a lot and then go for the crunch. I don't want to give up 2 shields right now. I don't know what he has in the back. Just go for the crunch, knock it out. And what does he have? He has a Pidgeot. So this game is definitely not over. Pidgeot is a very, very strong mon, and we have only neutral matchups against this. But we get a defense drop, which is amazing. And I'm going to try to cast the Feather Dance on the Golduck, but he holds on to his energy and then he throws anyway, which is fine. I'm expecting a Feather Dance because if he goes for the Brave Bird, his defense is going to get lowered massively. So what I'm going to do is go for the Bubble Beam. So I've already lowered his defense, and now I'm going to lower his attack. And the poor Pidgeot can't even switch out. So Andy shields the Bubble Beam, expecting an Ice Beam, and that's really sad. He goes for another Feather Dance, and this game is pretty much over because we already at the crunch, and we can just go for one crunch, and that's going to be a good game. Poor guy didn't really have much to do in this match because we had two mons and he had no way to reset his debuffs. So the Pidgeot getting a taste of his own medicine, and that's going to be a great game, guys. That's going to be 4-1. The Dark Boys putting in a lot of work, and you're going to see my. I think we reached 2400 yellow with this game, or just under that. I'm not sure. We'll find out. That's a great throw. That's an excellent throw, and we reach 2377 yellow. Thank you guys for watching, and see you guys next time.